The film opens with a flashback to the destruction caused by Godzilla's battle with Mutos in San Francisco. In the aftermath, Dr. Emma Russell, a scientist from Monarch, and her husband Mark, a former Monarch employee, search for their son Andrew, who was killed during the attack. The tragedy fractures their family. Emma and Mark separate, with Emma continuing her work at Monarch and Mark retreating from it all, blaming Godzilla for his son's death. Years later, Emma is now working in China at the Monarch outpost in Yunnan province, where a massive larva, Mothra, is about to hatch. Emma, along with her teenage daughter Madison, witnessed the birth of the giant creature. To calm Mothra, Emma uses a prototype device called the Orca, which emits frequencies that can communicate with titans. Mothra, now calmed, retreats into the waterfall, cocooning herself for the further growth. However, before the team can study her further, the facility is attacked by eco-terrorists led by Colonel Alan Jonah. Jonah takes Emma and Madison hostage and seizes control of the Orca. Monarch, which is a secret organization monitoring giant monsters known as Titans, is alerted to the kidnapping and seeks out Mark Russell, who had left Monarch after Andrew's death and has become a wildlife photographer. Mark agrees to help them find his ex-wife and daughter, though he remains hostile toward Godzilla, whom he blames for his family's trauma. Mark teams up with Dr. Ishiro Sherizawa and Dr. Vivian Graham. Aboard the Monarch, Emma and Jonah's group head to the Monarch outpost in Arctica, where they plan to awaken a dormant titan known as Monster Zero. Emma's motivations are revealed. She believes that awakening titans will restore balance to the planet's damaged ecosystems. She explains to Madison that the titans are nature's way of healing the Earth, even if it comes to the cost of humanity's suffering. Monarch forces, including Mark, follow the terrorists to Antarctica, but arrive too late. Emma activates the Orca and awakens Monster Zero, a three-headed titan encased in ice. As Monster Zero emerges, chaos erupts, and Monarch soldiers attempt to stop its release. During the battle, Godzilla arrives, engaging in a brief but intense fight with Monster Zero. However, Monster Zero flees into the sky, unleashing powerful storms in its wake. After the battle, Emma broadcasts a message to the world explaining her motives. She argues that humanity has been destructive to the planet and that the Titans will bring about necessary restoration by reducing human civilization to a more suitable state. Mark and Madison are horrified by her actions, but Emma insists it's the only way to save the Earth. Monarch traces the next target of Jonah's group to Isla de Mara in Mexico, where another titan, Rodan, is sleeping within a volcano. Emma uses the Orca to awaken Rodan, who erupts from the volcano in a fiery display. Rodan begins to wreak havoc, flying over a nearby city and causing a massive destruction. The Monarch team, now aboard flying craft known as the Argo, lures Rodan into the air, hoping to let him away from civilians. However, as Rodan pursues the Argo, Monster Zero, now revealed as King Ghidorah, arrives and the two titans engage in an aerial battle over the ocean. Also, Godzilla soon appears, attacking Ghidorah in a dramatic underwater fight. Despite Godzilla's strength, Ghidorah proves to be a powerful adversary, particularly because of his ability to regenerate. During the battle, the military fires an experimental weapon called the Oxygen Destroyer, intending to kill both titans. The weapon severely weakens Godzilla, forcing him to retreat into the ocean's depth, while Ghidorah emerges unscattered. Ghidorah lands on Isla de Mara, establishing his dominance by calling to the other titans around the world. Rodan, subdued by Ghidorah's powers, submits to him, and other titans like Behemoth, Methuselah and Skyla begins awaking, responding to Ghidorah's command. With Godzilla weakened, the world faces distractions as Ghidorah and the other titans begin to lay waste to cities around the globe. Monarch scrambles for a solution. They detect Mothra, now fully grown, emerging from her cocoon under the waterfall in China. Mothra forms an alliance with Monarch, communicating her desire to help Godzilla. To fight Godzilla, Monarch traces his trail to an ancient underwater city where he is recuperating near a massive source of radiation. Dr. Serizawa realizes that in order to revive Godzilla, they must detonate a nuclear bomb near him. In a heartfelt moment, Serizawa sacrifices himself by manually detonating the bomb, reviving Godzilla and giving him the energy needed to confront Ghidorah. Ghidorah's storm engulfs the eastern US as he and Rodan make their way to Boston, where Emma, Jonah and Madison have set up the Orca to control the Titans. Madison, unable to bear the destruction, steals the Orca and flies to Fang Park, broadcasting a signal that calms the Titans and disturbs Ghidorah's control. Ghidorah and Rodan arrive in Boston, setting up the climatic battle. Mothra arrives first and engages Rodan in an aerial duel, while Godzilla, now powered up, battles Ghidorah. As the battle intensifies, Mothra sacrifices herself to save Godzilla, transferring her energy to him. Ghidorah begins to overpower Godzilla, but Mothra energy allows Godzilla to transform into a more powerful burning state. In this new form, Godzilla generates immense heat and radiation, disintegrating Ghidorah's heads one by one. In the final moments, Godzilla unleashes a series of nuclear pulses, obliterating Ghidorahs once and for all. With Ghidorah's destruction, the remaining Titans, including Rodan, stop their rampage and bow to Godzilla, recognizing him as the King of Monsters. With Ghidorah's gone, the Titans return to their natural states, restoring balance to the Earth. Monarch begins preparing for the future challenges, and Emma, who sacrificed herself to stop Ghidorah, is remembered for her controversial yet pivotal role in the events. In the closing scenes, Godzilla stands as the raging monarch of the Titans. In the post-credits scene, Jonah and his team are seen purchasing one of Ghidorah's severed heads from fishermen, hinting at the possibility of Ghidorah's DNA being used in future developments.